Hello, awesome people. It's Awesome Person 49 here, and I wanted to bring you guys a video about a newer game centered on the SCP universe called SCP RetroBreach on Roblox. It's heavily inspired by SCP Containment Breach and SCP Secret Laboratory. In this game, you play as certain teams where you fight against other people with various weapons on different teams. There are three separate modes in the game currently: Containment Breach, the most commonly chosen one, Council Rescue, and Class D Riot. Before each round, the server votes on which game mode they want, and the one with the most votes wins. The way you win a game is to score points for your team, and there are many different ways to score points, like killing enemies, escaping, bringing SCPs to the exit, and more. However, this point scoring system works the same for every game mode. Now that we know how to win a game, let's look at some of the teams that you can play as. Class D. Class D personnel, also known as D-Boys, are basically prisoners that the SCP Foundation uses to test against dangerous SCPs. And in SCP RetroBreach, as a Class D, you want to escape the facility and become a Chaos Insurgent to fight back against the SCPs and the Foundation for the Counterforces team. Chaos Insurgency. The Chaos Insurgency was a previous branch in the SCP Foundation, but it broke off and now is against it. As a Chaos Insurgent, your goal is to eliminate all SCPs and people who work for the Foundation, while also helping Class D escape from the facility. Facility Personnel. Facility personnel are people who have jobs in the facility, like scientists, doctors, and janitors, and their goal is also to escape the facility. They can try to team with Class D or attempt to escape on their own with the help of the Mobile Task Force units and security guards. Upon escaping, you become a Mobile Task Force unit. Security Department. The Security Department exists in the Foundation to keep things in order. As a security guard, you eliminate any SCPs and counterforces, aka Class D and Chaos Insurgents. You also need to help Foundation personnel escape the facility. Mobile Task Force. The Mobile Task Force is the Foundation's special forces that enter the facility to eliminate any SCPs and help the Foundation personnel escape, similar to the Security Department. SCPs. SCPs are anomalies whose objective is to literally kill anyone and everyone that's not on the SCP team. They possess many anomalous properties and abilities that help them do their job. When low on health, it's usually best to escape the facility and join the Serpent's Hand. Serpent's Hand. The Serpent's Hand is a group that is against the Foundation. You become a Serpent's Hand upon escaping the facility as an SCP, and you still have the exact same objectives. Global Occult Coalition. The GOC is a group whose objective is to specifically terminate all SCPs, and they can team with other roles depending on what they decide, or not to team, which most of the time seems to be the case. Now that we know all about the teams and their goals, let's talk about actual gameplay. The game mode you'll be playing most in SCP RetroBreach is Containment Breach, and it makes sense because it's pretty much the default mode. In the Containment Breach game mode, SCPs breach from their containment cells and cause chaos around the facility. When the game starts, you can spawn as a Class D, Security Guard, Foundation personnel, an SCP, or even the one Chaos Insurgent that spawns at the beginning. When you die, you will have to wait until the spawn timer reaches 0, which is called a spawn wave. In a spawn wave, you could either spawn as a Chaos Insurgent, a Mobile Task Force unit, or a GOC member. As a Class D, you want to collect keycards and guns and upgrade them at SCP-914 to help you escape the facility easier. SCP-914 is a machine where you put items in, and depending on which setting it is put on, it outputs certain items. Rough and Coarse downgrade items, while Fine and Very Fine upgrade them. 1-to-1 is rarely used and just replaces an item with something of equal value. If you want to upgrade items faster, use the Very Fine setting, but if you are in the machine while it is on Very Fine, then it will kill you. So that's why you should just keep the setting on Fine, so that way you can enter SCP-914 and upgrade items with no worry about people stealing them. As a Foundation personnel, you also want to escape the facility by finding keycards and weapons. You can also try to go to SCP-914 to upgrade your items, but I warn you that most Class D will probably want to kill you. If you spawn in as a Security Department, you can either just be a normal guard, a lieutenant, or a commander. A normal guard just gets a level 3 keycard, while a lieutenant and the commander gets a level 4 keycard. If you didn't know, the higher the number of the keycard is, the better it is. You need a level 3 keycard to open the doors to different zones, and a level 4 to open the blast gates at gate A and B to escape the facility. If you really want to, you can get a level 5 keycard and nuke the facility. Usually as a security guard, I go and rush to the light containment zone to kill all the Class Ds trying to use SCP-914 to upgrade items. but you also need to make sure that someone takes care of the Chaos Insurgent that also spawns at Gate A. As an SCP, you just want to kill everyone. Usually, as an SCP, you head to SCP-914 to kill the Class D and security guards there, but you can also head to the entrance zone. Be warned that as an SCP, you cannot open keycarded doors, with the exception of SCP-035 since you can hold items, so be careful not to get stuck. Finally, if you happen to be that one Chaos Insurgent that spawns, go to Gate B and enter the facility since there are usually security guards camping Gate A, then help any Class D escape. There are many more fun game modes than Containment Breach, however, like Council Rescue. Council Rescue spawns only SCPs, Mobile Task Force units, and O5 Council members. If you spawn as an O5, then good luck surviving, since all the SCPs also spawn in heavy containment with the O5s. As an O5, you can either do your best to escape the facility immediately, since you spawn with an O5 card and a secondary gun, or go to SCP-914 and upgrade your guns and grab bandages to upgrade into SCP-500-D, which looks like a donut, on the way there. As an MTF, your goal is to rush into the facility and save all the O5 Council members, while also terminating SCPs. Just a heads up, SCPs almost always win in Council Rescue since it spawns in more SCPs than normal. If you don't like dealing with SCPs, then Class D Riot is the game mode for you. Only Class Ds and security guards spawn at the beginning, but more teams can spawn in future spawn waves. As a Class D, I usually rush to heavy containment early since no SCPs can spawn, and grab a level 4 keycard from there and a gun, then escape to become a Chaos Insurgent. As a security guard, rush and eliminate as many Class Ds as possible before they get super stacked from SCP-914. All Class Ds also spawn with starter items in this mode. So in this video, you have learned a lot about SCP RetroBreach, but now it's time to learn some helpful tips and tech to survive as long as you can and be a killing machine in the facility. The first thing we want to talk about is tracking. Tracking is when you shoot someone with a gun but keep your mouse on them as they move. Now just a warning is that there is recoil in this game, so move your mouse down as you shoot also. Once you become good at tracking, you use less ammo to kill enemies and are able to kill them faster. A win-win. Plus, it's also better to go for headshots since they do more damage. Another tip is stamina management. Stamina is a vital player in survival, and managing it correctly can save your life. I generally keep my stamina above 20% so that if I get attacked surprisingly by enemies, I can run away if needed. However, if you need to get somewhere super fast, then drain the tank. It's nice to know that most SCPs don't use stamina and thus can't run, but trust me, their anomalous abilities will kill you if you're not careful. It's super important to know how all the SCPs work and the best strategy to deal with them, so do your homework. Helpful info on SCPs can also be found in the SCP room in the lobby. Another tip is using the spectator menu when you die to your advantage. You can see which teams are currently in the map, which SCPs you have to survive, and the location of anyone that would pose a threat. One more tip is to use doors and keycard doors to your advantage. Closing doors can be a super effective way of escaping and blocking the line of sight of your enemy, which can confuse them into losing you. Also, use keycard doors to your advantage. Since SCPs can't open them, you can go into a keycard room to run away and wait until they leave. There are, however, two exceptions. SCP-106 can go through the door, and SCP-035 can open it, so be mindful of which SCPs you are up against. One last tip is to be mindful of the alpha warheads, aka nuking. You can't nuke until the round timer is less than 8 minutes, so that gives you time to prepare for it. Most rounds end up nuking, except in Class D Riot, which I'm pretty sure you can't nuke. So start heading to an exit before the round hits 8 minutes. If you are inside the facility when it nukes, you have 90 seconds to get out before everyone inside the facility, when the nuke goes off, dies. Well, thank you so much for watching, everybody. Please tell me in the comments if you would like to see more SCP-related content, or if you'd like me to produce any other kind of content. I would very much appreciate a new sub, but it's okay if you just feel like watching my videos. Remember to stay awesome. See you guys later.